What's going on, y'all? Hope everybody's having a good night so far. Just up here chilling on my balcony. I got a couple weeks left. I got like 3 weeks left on my lease, and I'm gonna be moving out of here. So just kind of enjoying it. Just enjoying these last few weeks. But wanted to make a video. Been thinking about doing it for a while, and just felt like it was really important. So I'm gonna make one, and I'm gonna make one about why I decided to go vegan, and why I decided to do that, how it's been going, and just kind of address some of the things that that I've been wanting to talk about. I've had friends and family asking me questions, reaching out and asking me questions like, why are you doing it? What made you do it? What do you eat? What's actually going on? And so, just basically a lot of the questions that I had before I decided to do this. And, so I just wanted to talk about that and kind of address some of those things. I think it's really important. A lot of you guys know me in person. Some of you guys know me just from social media. But, the people who know me in person know that, I've always been very interested in health and fitness. Not only that, just being the best person that I can be, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so these are all things that are very important to me. And those are all things that led me to make this decision and make this lifestyle change and go vegan. But first of all, I just want to give a shout out to two of my close friends, Will and Ben. They're really the two people who led me down this path and kind of led me to start doing my own research and kind of looking at this stuff for myself and finding out the truth. Will has been vegan for almost 2 years now. Ben has been vegan for like 8 years, and known Ben a little bit longer. And Ben kind of planted the seed for me, and then kind of led me to start being more open-minded and questioning things and researching. And then Will, actually hanging out with him every day, doing real estate with him and hanging out with him a lot. I saw the transition that he made, and I saw him go vegan, and I saw the changes that it made in his life, and I saw how he became a better person, and not just physically but mentally and spiritually and everything else. So that was kind of what led me to start doing my own research. And after I started doing my own research, I started finding out a lot of things that I had no clue about, and I really just recently here have started to realize how little I actually know. And I think that's a very important point that everyone needs to get to, is that we need to understand that we know very little, and that there's always something to learn. And if you think that you know everything, that is the point that you stop growing, and then when you stop growing, you actually start dying. So you never want to be closed-minded. You always want to be open-minded. You always want to hear what other people have to say on both sides, and you want to examine it for yourself and come to your own educated conclusion without just accepting the dogma and the information that others have passed down from generation to generation. And I think it's very important that everybody needs to actually take an interest in learning, not only about things that you're interested in, but things that are very important and that not only affect you but everyone else. So that's kind of what led me down this path of doing this. But 3 reasons why I decided to go vegan. Number 1 is ethics. Number 2 is health. Number 3 is environment. So one of the great things about living uptown, you got all these ambulances and fire trucks going by. But anyway, so those are the 3 reasons why I decided to do it. Number 1 is ethics. That's the biggest reason by far, not even close. And so veganism, all veganism is, it's a non-action. Veganism is a very simple non-action, and it is a stance against animal exploitation. It's a stance against animal cruelty, and all it involves is not participating in a system that brutally tortures and kills animals, 57 billion land animals every single year. And that's why I decided to do it, because I found out what was actually going on in these industries that they don't want you to know about. From a young age, we've been taught certain things from a young age. We've been indoctrinated, and we've been taught to believe certain things. And it's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's not necessarily the people who taught us those things. It's not necessarily their fault, because they were probably taught the same things. And so, about 3 months ago, before I decided to go vegan, I kind of had like a spiritual awakening, and I started realizing some things. And, I just kind of started realizing that everything that I thought about this world was not true, and not everything. There are some things that were, but for the majority, there's a lot of things that we have no clue about, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for why we don't know these things. It's because other people don't want us to know these things, and so that's why you have to take an interest in learning it for yourself and doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions. Because if you don't, you'll be easily manipulated and you'll be controlled.